One laugh, that's all it took. One room full of executives, one meeting that lasted less than an hour, and one decision that erased a company worth billions of dollars. In the year 2000, a tiny startup walked into Blockbuster's headquarters with a simple offer.
How about buying us for $50 million?
The executives smiled, some laughed, then they showed the founders the door. A decade later, the startup became Netflix, and Blockbuster became history. In the late 1990s, Blockbuster wasn't just successful, it was unstoppable. Over 9,000 stores worldwide, more than 60 million loyal customers. With annual revenues peaking at nearly $6 billion, Friday nights belonged to Blockbuster. Need a movie? You drove there. Picked a VHS tape, grabbed some popcorn, and just hoped your favorite movie wasn't already rented out. It felt like this massive empire could never fall. Its CEO, John Antioco, had every reason to feel confident. The company completely dominated home entertainment. Competitors disappeared. Blockbuster always won, or so they thought. Because hundreds of miles away, two hungry entrepreneurs were quietly building something completely different. Netflix didn't look dangerous at all. It had no physical stores, no famous brand. Its business model was surprisingly simple. Customers ordered DVDs online. Netflix mailed them straight to your house. No driving, no searching through crowded shelves, and absolutely zero late fees. It was cheap, it was convenient, but there was one massive problem. The company was bleeding cash, losing millions in its first few years. The sudden dot-com crash had shaken investors, and Netflix needed help, fast. So its founders made a desperate decision. They would approach the absolute giant of the industry, Blockbuster, not as a competitor, but as a partner. Or even better, as a buyer. In the year 2000, the Netflix founders finally secured a meeting with Blockbuster's top executives. Their proposal was straightforward: buy Netflix for just $50 million. The idea sounded incredibly reasonable. Blockbuster would own the online technology. Netflix would run the digital business. Together, they could dominate the entire future of entertainment. Instead, the room went completely silent. Then came the laughter. To Blockbuster, Netflix wasn't the future. It was just a tiny, insignificant company losing money. Mailing DVDs? Who would ever want to wait days for a movie? Customers loved the experience of the stores. They loved browsing the aisles. At least, that's what Blockbuster foolishly believed. CEO John Antioco wasn't interested. The meeting ended. Netflix walked away, rejected, humiliated, but not defeated. Something was changing in the world, quietly, almost invisibly. The internet was becoming blazing fast. Homes were getting broadband connections. People started shopping online, booking flights online, and eventually watching entertainment online. Netflix saw the future. Blockbuster only saw its physical brick-and-mortar stores. Then, Netflix grew popular enough to hurt Blockbuster's core system. Blockbuster tried to fight back by copying Netflix and removing late fees, but it was a deadly trap. You see, late fees made up 16% of Blockbuster's entire revenue, amounting to $800 million in pure profit. Removing them meant committing financial suicide. Keeping them meant making customers furious. It was a trap of their own creation. Meanwhile, Netflix kept innovating. Subscription plans, advanced recommendation algorithms, and eventually, high-definition streaming. The business wasn't just changing, it had already changed forever.
This streaming thing is the future.
Soon, the numbers became impossible to ignore. Customers completely stopped visiting retail stores. Blockbuster's revenue collapsed. Their debt exploded into billions. Locations began closing down one after another, and thousands of employees lost their jobs overnight. In 2010, Blockbuster officially filed for bankruptcy.
Blockbuster, once the giant of movie rentals, has filed for bankruptcy. The company is buckling under the weight of significant debt and increasing digital competition.
The king of entertainment had fallen. And Netflix? It transformed into one of the most valuable media companies on earth, worth hundreds of billions of dollars at its peak. The company, once dismissed as a joke, changed how the entire world consumes stories. All because a giant underestimated a small startup.
No stores, no chance. This is hilarious.
Looking back, it's easy to call this the single biggest mistake in business history, but maybe it wasn't just a bad decision. Maybe it was something far more dangerous: pride. Because the massive empires that dominate today often believe they will dominate forever, until someone smaller, hungrier, and smarter comes around and changes the rules entirely. So here is the final question. If you were sitting in that exact corporate boardroom back in the year 2000, would you have bought Netflix for $50 million, or would you have laughed too? Comment your answer below.